Alo, alo. Các bạn nghe cô rõ không? Có bị vang các bạn?
Dạ có.
Nghe rõ.
Họ đã chưa này à? Điều man. Cô trẻ chưa? Cô trẻ quấy cức. Cô trẻ quấy cức luôn. Cô thứ trẻ mà. Cái vụ cô bây giờ cô mà kinh doanh đại bất ngờ thêm cả cái này nữa. Má ơi, trường mình đi học sĩ học. OMG. Cô trẻ thật. Ai ơi. Thôi ly giùm cái dài. Nè hãy được đại học chưa? Đúng, được dạy trên đại học luôn. Được dạy trên đại học luôn. Đừng vấn đề có phải học online. Đúng, cách học như cậu biết. Hãy thấy gì ta, đã không phải ở nhà nên lên đại học cho dạy rồi. Một đời như biết. Các bạn tránh anh em ơi. Đây không phải bạn đen, đây không phải bạn bình thường, bạn tránh. Mày thật. Để em lấy cái điện thoại server mới sạc ấy. Nói chung là cô có nói gì muốn nói với cô, thì em đây đã lại tất cả những gì có thể tại trên cái đồ này đi. Chiều nay còn làm tiếp một câu chuyện của viên nữa. Mình check lại coi xem có video được coi chưa. Xài điện thoại để chịu thôi anh em. Đi coi để mới tính làm. trẻ bây giờ nên còn không quyết dài sáu mươi các bạn dài có kinh nghiệm để làm được cái em vừa mới xong một tiết của tuần này thôi mới sao chưa làm thế nói chung là nội có gì em chờ đây.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Cô em không nghe tiếng hả?
Trời ơi sáng nha. Nó không nghe.
Giờ vẫn chưa nghe cô.
Hello, hello. It's better? Maybe right, there's a problem with my phone. Yes. So let's continue, right? As I mentioned in the previous email, right? We will continue using market leader. So in English module number 1, you use market leader pre-intermediate. But you know, you just do with the first 5 lessons, like unit number 1 to number 5. But then now you move on to English module number 2. We continue using this book, but we just do with the second half of the book. It means that we get started with unit number 7. We skip unit number 6, right? Okay. And we get started with unit number 7. From unit number 7 to unit number 12. Yes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, just 11, right? And then we skip for unit number 12. That's it. Yes. And another thing is another learning material that you have to deal with is reading extra. It's extensive reading. Yeah, reading number 2. So if you log in the LMS, where you can see the PDF file for the extra reading material. We have 5 lessons, right, that have been posted on the LMS, right? So if you log in the LMS you can see here. No. Yeah. Okay.
Cái này thì bữa em không học có hiểu gì không? Có hiểu đi em à?
Yeah, okay, so if you have a look at the learning material sections where you can see the 5 reading lessons here, you have to download. And it's just for, you know what, for the practice, but you have to spend some time doing all the tasks were in the 5 reading lessons here. Yes, and at the end of the course, I will spare like 1 hour checking and correcting your answers. So these 5 reading lessons will cover like 5 different topics in business, like marketing, international business, law, yeah, something like that, where we have 5 different topics in business about business, right? And so these 5 reading lessons just to help you to enhance your vocabulary, your lexical right resources in about business. That's it. Yes, and there is one more book, and that is what practice files. Okay, and you can also see in the no, not practice file here. Okay, just this one. No, just skip this one. Yeah. Okay, we just do it right these 2 learning materials, and make sure that you have to download the audio files for the market leader. Okay, the audio files, because you know what, when it comes to the listening section, right, it's kind of impossible for me to play the audio file here and then you listen at home. Okay, it's quite it will be, you know, troublesome. So I would like you to download the audio files into your personal computer, and then you can listen on your own. Okay, and then you give me the answers. That's it. Yeah, so make sure that you have to download the audio files here, audio market leaders, module number 2. Okay? So the textbook, market leader, pre-intermediate, right? And then the audio file and the 5 reading lessons. So these are the 3 files that you have to download into your personal computers. Yeah. Okay, so this is all about the materials, right? Learning materials. And now we move on to assessment. Okay? I think this is the most important thing, right? Assessment. So for your assessment, right, it will be divided into 2 different parts. So the first one is about ongoing assessment, and I will be responsible for your ongoing assessment, and this accounts for 50% of your total score. Yeah. And then when you finish the course, right, you are expected to take the final test, and the final test will take up 50%. Yeah. Now let's talk about the ongoing assessment, right? In the ongoing assessment, there are 3 criteria that I will refer to. Okay, so the first one is about attendance. So you are expected, right, to attend the class on the sections. Like we have like 12 sections, right? So and then the attendance, right, will account for 10%, and when you are absent from the class, right, you get 1 minus. Is it okay? And if you are absent from the class, you want to take a day off, okay, so you just go ahead, right? You don't need to send me an email to ask for permission. Yes, because even though you send me an email, right, asking for a day off, right, you still get 1 minus. Okay, nothing changes. So if you want to take a day off, just go ahead. You don't have to. It is not necessary for you to send me an email, okay, to ask for permission. Okay, yeah. But if you are absent from the class, where you get 1 minus without excuse, without any excuse. Yeah. And then the second one is the end of unit test on LMS, right? On LMS, I have already posted the 5 tests, but I haven't set up the deadline. Okay. Yes. So you see what the end of unit test here, right? There are 5 tests for unit number 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay. So you're expected to do all the tests here. Okay. And the results of the end of unit test here will account for 15% of your total score. Yeah, 15%. See? So make sure that you have to do all the tests here, okay, within the deadline. And there will be another test which is the sample test here. Okay, so the sample test here is just to help you get to help you familiarize yourself with the format of the sample of the end of course test. Okay, but it's not what part of the assessment. Yeah, so it will not be counted in the end of unit test, right? So you just do it right to get familiar with the format of the final test. That's it. And then is the speaking test where so on the very last day of the course where you have to take the speaking test, and the result of speaking test will take a 25% of your total score. Okay, and
Nice.
I I'm still thinking about what how I'm going to conduct the speaking test. In the English module number one, I deliver the oral test like a face-to-face uh, test, right? Just Q&A. I ask the questions and then I give my students some topics, and then they have some time to prepare in advance, and then they have like 2 3 minutes to present the topic. Okay, without preparing any PowerPoint slides. But for this semester, for English module number two, I'm considering letting you making presentations. But I think that we should wait until after the TED holiday, whether to see whether we will be able to get back to school, right? To have offline class at that time, maybe right? So you'll be able to you'll be able to make a presentation maybe in groups, right? Like two of you, right, or three of you working together and preparing the PowerPoint slide, okay, preparing for your presentation. So up to now, I cannot say for sure the format or the form of the speaking test. We have to wait after the TED holiday, okay? And in order to help you get the high score for your speaking test, right, I'm going to give you bonus like during my lessons. If you have any contribution to my lessons, I ask you questions and you raise your hands, you answer my questions, or you do the exercise, okay? And every time you contribute to my lesson, you raise your voice to answer my questions, you get one bonus, okay? And if you are able to collect like 20 pluses, okay, so you get 1 point, and this 1 point will be added directly to your speaking test, to your speaking score. Like for the speaking test where you get 6 or 7, as I guess 7, okay, and then on top of that, right, you are able to accumulate like 20 pluses. This means that 1 point, so you get 8 for the speaking test. Yeah, that's it. So I hope that, right, so I hope that you will actively contribute to my lessons, right? So I know that there will be some problems arising when you study online. It can study online sometimes can demotivate your learning, but I think that, right, so my policy will help you to get more engaged in my lessons. And so try your best, right, to contribute to lessons whenever you are able, okay? And next one is on about ongoing assessments, right? The total score with the total percentage will be 150%, okay? And then you have another 50%, right? This is the final test. So in the final test, right, there is some sections like vocabulary and grammar, reading, writing, and listening. It's quite similar to the end of course test that you have already taken in English module number one, okay? Yeah. All right. So, do you have any questions up to now? Any questions? Is it clear? Okay. Yeah, I'm still thinking. Of course, right? If we make presentations, right? I think you should work in groups, like 2 or 3 students. Yes, it can help you to improve your teamwork. Yeah, and your teamwork skills and presentation skills. Yes. Okay, but as I said, right? We have to wait after TED holiday to see whether the situations will be getting better. And if all of you are able to get back to school, right, to have to join the offline class, right, so I think that I'm going to let you make presentations. Yeah, for your speaking test. Yeah, so
Yes.
you have more time. I give you topic in topics were in advance, and you have some time to prepare for topics. You prepare some
Chuyên
PowerPoint
nghiệp.
slides, and then you present in front of
Như
the class. That's it. Okay. But if you know what, the situation is getting worse and we will be unable, we will be not able to get back to school. So in that situation or in that case, I will deliver the oral test. Like I give you questions in advance, and then you have like 2 weeks prepare. You have 2 weeks where to prepare for the answers, and then you have the oral test, like face to face test. That's it. So it depends on the situation. Okay. But right now, I cannot say for sure. Yeah, but as I said, where we have to wait after Tet holiday. Yeah. Don't worry too much about that. Okay.
ờ,
Yeah. So that's all about what the learning materials that you have to prepare for the course and the assessment. Okay. And that's what is about the time. As you know, right, there are 60 periods for English module number two. You have 4 credits, right? Yeah, so 60 periods. And it will be divided, like 48 periods, right, for online learning, and including, the speaking test. So like we have 12, yeah. I would like to tell you more details about this one. Okay, it's quite different from the schedule that you got in English module number one, in the previous semester. In the previous semester, where you had 9 sections, right, and every sections, right, you have to deal with 5 periods. But for this semester, I'm going to make some adjustments. Like, gonna have 12 sections. Yes, and for each sections, right, we're gonna have like 4 periods. Yeah, 4 periods. Or in previous semester, where you had to study like 5 periods a day. Okay, what per section. But for this semester, I would like to make it
Không, không
less
này còn tốt
severe.
em ơi, còn này
Like,
còn tốt tại vì
you
đảo
just
xong
do
rồi.
it like four
Đây có một
periods, right?
buổi.
Just study 4 periods for one section per section, and that's it. So it means that you have to do it like 48 periods, like online learning, okay, including the
Một
speaking
phiên nữa.
test. It means that you start studying. We start our classes around 7, 10 a.m. Okay, and then we
Một
finish
tới
our
có
class
12 session.
according to the schedule, which we end. So our class ends at around 11:30. Is it right? Okay.
Yeah.
It means that you have to study 5 periods. But now I would like to cut, like I would like to reduce the amount of time here. Like we
Yeah.
ends our classes around 10:45. Let's say 4 periods, right? 10:45 a.m. That's it. Yeah, with break. 20 minutes break.
Oh.
20-minute break. Yeah, that's it. But if we don't take a break, right? So we end, earlier, like around, 10:20. Yeah, which one do you prefer? So we start classes, at 7:10. Yeah, and then we end our class as around 10:45 with 20-minute break. Or if you don't take a break, 20-minute break, we will end earlier, like 10:20. Yeah. So which one do you prefer? Break or no break? Okay, break. Okay, so you know that we're in the viewer semester, right? In the viewer semester, are in the English module number one, I just deliver 5 consecutive sections without any break. We started like we got started at around 7:10, and then we finished our classes around 11 without any break. 5 periods. I don't know whether it was a torture for my students, but we did a good job. Okay. Okay, but yeah, this semester, right? So we tend to enjoy our class, right? So let's take a break. Yeah, 20-minute break, and then we stop at around 10:45. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
And then you have what 12 periods left, right? It is used for self-study. Yeah, you make use of this time, right, to do the end of unit test on LMS. Okay, so again, we have to attend class
Yeah.
you are expected
Yeah.
to attend like 12 sections, yeah, and 4 periods per section. You get started at 7:10 and finish at around 10:45 with 20-minute break. That's it. Yeah. And one more thing I would like to tell you is that you need to be on time for the class. Okay, so you know that our class starts around 7:10, so you're expected to turn off your computer and get ready. It's just send me the request, right, and get ready by 7:10, right, and then you join the class, right. If you join the class 15 minutes late, you'll be considered to be absent from the class. Okay, yeah. So you need to be punctual. You need to be on time. I think this is the behavior that shows that you respect others. Okay.
Ok.
Yeah.
Có gì phải
So
đúng
that's
rồi,
all
đúng rồi,
about,
đúng không?
what the things I
Hiểu,
would like
hiểu,
to tell
hiểu.
you before lesson
Đơn
today, right,
giản,
about the
làm việc nó
learning
chào ơi, chung
materials,
thôi.
assessment, and the time. Or if you have any questions, or if you are not, yeah, if you don't understand, you don't get anything, right, just ask me the question. Just feel free to ask
Sao
me
cô...
any questions. Okay. So far, so good. Is it okay? Okay, good. So without further ado, right, let's get started the lesson today. Okay, so as I said, right, we continue using the market leader book, the market leader pre-intermediate, and we get started with unit number 7.
Yeah.
So
Anh
make
nào
sure
hỏi
that you have to download the ebook right into your personal computer. Yes. All right. Okay,
em
so
chỉ
the
không phải
topic
download, em
today
mua mẹ
is unit number 7,
em chỉ không
and
phải
it
download,
is about what
em mua mẹ
new
sách trên trường.
business. Yeah. Okay, so make sure that you have to pronounce the word correctly. Business. Only 2 syllables, right? Some of you may pronounce the word business like business, right? It's not correct, right? There are only 2 syllables here. Business. 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 Yeah, don't say Z, right? Just say biz, z, business. Business. Okay, business. New business. Is it? Okay.
What? Cô nói hai phần khác nhau mà mình biết hai phần đó là business hả? Tại bên dưới là một ngày can you type on rồi được kêu type I have recorded the show đã chưa bừa everyone đã chưa bừa I have recorded today man
Business. Okay. And okay, so before we actually get started, I have one question for you. Like right now, you are just a freshman. Okay, you're just a freshman. But I think that right, you sometimes right, you still think about your future, like what kind of career path you would like to take in the future. When you graduate from universities, there are a lot of opportunities for you. There are a lot of options for you. Some of you may choose to continue studying, right, to get higher degrees, like you continue studying to get master degrees, right, and then you can become a teacher in economics, for example. And some of you may choose to work for an employee. Or sorry, some of you may choose to work for an employer, or you choose to work for an organization, right? You work as a full-time employee for, some companies. But some of you, right, would like to start up. Okay, yes. But today we just focus on startup. Okay. Would you like to start up your own company? And if yes, why? Tell me why. Yes. My question for you is that would you like to start up your own business or your own company in the future when you graduate from university? And if the answer is yes, and tell me the reason why. Okay, I got a lot of students here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna call Minh Tuấn first. Okay, now can you turn on your microphone and then share your opinion? Would you like to start up your company? And if the answer is yes, tell me the reasons. Yeah. There you
Yes.
go.
Yes, I could like to start my own business because I can control my own company without being controlled by anyone.
I think it's a good idea, right? So for Minh Tuấn, right, he would like to start up his own business, right, his own company, and the reason he gave for that is that, he would, because it is his company, and he, can do whatever is beneficial for the company, right? He can do whatever he wants for the company. Like, when you work for another company, you work as a full-time employee. You're just an employee, a normal employee at the company. So you have to work under other people's direction. You have to obey. You have to obey, their directions, right? They will ask you to do whatever they want. Okay. And on that you have to do it, just follow, just do what they tell you. Okay. But if you work for your own company, you'll be able to realize your dreams. You can do whatever for your company. Okay. So this is a good chance for you to realize your dreams. Yeah. Okay. So I would like to give you one more expressions where you realize your dreams. I think that when you work for
À,
realize your dreams. Okay. Hồi nãy bạn Tuấn có một cái ý như vậy, nhưng mà cô nghĩ là cô chuyển thành cái ý này thì các bạn sẽ học được thêm từ vựng, đó là realize your dreams. Bình thường em gặp chữ realize nó có nghĩa là nhận nhận thấy, đúng không, hay nhận biết, nhưng mà nó còn một nghĩa nữa mà mọi người chưa có để ý tới, đó là hiện thực hóa. Em thấy cái tính từ nó là real không, là thật, đúng không? Thì realize lên đây can make something come true, thì thay vì nó là make my dreams come true á, để hiện thực hóa giấc mơ của mình á, thì em sẽ dùng cái từ là realize my dreams. Yeah, when say I realized something, where I realized that, when I got to school, I realized that I left, my sunglasses at home. Khi tôi đến trường thì tôi phát hiện ra, tôi nhận thấy ra là tôi đã để cái mắt kính tôi ở nhà, ví dụ vậy. Thì cái đó realize trong tình huống đó có nghĩa là phát hiện ra, nhận thấy ra một cái gì đó. Còn realize your dreams nó trong cái context này nó có nghĩa là gì em? Make something come true. Yeah, so I would like you to note down these expressions, right? So when I start up on my own business, right, so I got a good chance to realize my dreams. I can do whatever I want for my own business. That's good. Okay, thank you. And now, anyone else? I would like to call, Trần Thành Đạt, right? Okay.
yes, I would like to start your own business because I want to do something that make a difference. My business idea could make a difference by providing employment for other people. I could have device or attract people to a particular area or change this by offering a service or supporting a charity how my business. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the answers, right, from Thành Đạt. Okay, so like, Minh Tuấn, right, that also like to work for, his own business, where he would like to be self-employed, to work for himself, right? And then the reason he gave for that was that, he would make some difference, or something different for, society. Okay, so I think this is a very good uh, like purpose. Yeah, it's very, very ambitious, right? Plan. Like some people, right? They would like to start up their own business because that they would like to make a lot of money for themselves, right? But some people, they are more socially responsible. Yeah, they would like to do something for society. They want to make some changes. So if you work for other companies, you got little chance, right, to do things on your own. Okay, you always get permissions from your directors. Okay, and sometimes you're not free to make decisions. But if you work for your own company, right, you are free to make any decisions that are good for your business, and as a result, you can make what difference. Yeah, you can make some differences, right? You can do something different for society. Yeah, okay, I think this is a good answer, right? So realize your dreams, and then what else you can make difference. Good job. Okay. Anyone else? And I got another answer from another student here, like B.Duyên. Yeah. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, hello teacher in you guys. If I had a chance, I would like to start my own business because I want to have many new skills from self-management process. So I can learn and grow quickly. I can acquire new skill for myself, and even I can explore new talents of myself. I think so.
Yeah, that's very good. Right. Okay. Another
Balance.
reasons, right, are from Li Uyên. So you would like to start up your own business,
Ai cũng rồi
like
hết.
you would like to explore yourself. Like, if you work for a company, you are just assigned to work in a particular area. Like you work as an
Make
accountant, you
difference.
just deal with numbers. But you work as a sales representative, okay, you just deal with sales. If you work in marketing, you just deal with marketing. You are put in a particular area, okay? I mean that where there is a very high level of high level of what? High level of like uh, like you are put in particular in only one particular area, okay, that you are good at. Yes, if you work in marketing, you just deal with marketing. You just practice marketing skills. But if you work as a CEO of the company, like you are your own boss, you are the manager of your own company. You have to deal with multitasking. You will get a very good chance to practice multitasking. You know multitasking. Yeah, multitasking. What does it mean? You have to practice a lot of skills. You have to deal with a lot of skills. You need to be good at management skills, okay, human resources management skills, time management skills, okay. What else? Um, you have to do it like the capital for the company. You have to find a way to raise funds, to raise money for your company, for your business. You have to deal with people. You have to deal with your business plans. You have to deal with business strategies. How to get your company move forward. For example, how to make your company develop. For example, you need to be responsible for a lot of things. So it's a good chance for you to explore yourself, to see what you are good at, what you need to improve, for example, and to see how far you can go in this journey. Okay, yeah, that's it. But if you work for only one company, you just work in only one particular area, and you cannot know like how far you can go. You don't have opportunity to explore yourself. Okay, that's it. Thank you. It's a very good answer, right? So while you start up your own business, while you can practice multitasking, you have to do a lot of things. Yeah. Okay. And I got another students here, like what, Quý Châu. Yeah, Nguyễn Hoàng Quý Châu.
Okay, if I have a chance, I will start my own business. Although it have a lot of work and there are some risks, but the potential for reward is huge. The first thing is that I have more motivation to chase my dream, control my own thing. And the second one is that when I become my own boss, I have more responsible. From that, I can raise my responsibility because I have to control a huge system. I have to manage many people, to use people, and to control everything from my company. And finally, the one that I find my interest is that I can achieve independence finance so that I can make a lot of money. That's all.
All right, thank you for the answers. Right from Wizhou, like you also want to start up your own company, and there's some different reasons from other students. The first one is say what are you feel like you are more motivated when you work for yourself, okay? Because when you work for yourself, you are responsible for your own business, right? So you are more motivated. You are forced to do anything that you don't like. If you work for a company, right, you'll be forced to do. Sometimes you are forced to do something that you don't like, okay? Because but this is the directions from your managers, and you have to do that. You have no choice. But when you work for your company, right, so you can decide which one is good for your company, okay? So you get what more motivated. Yes. So first one, next one is say what get more motivated. Yeah, you feel like you are more motivated, right, to work for your own business, right? And another reason is that what you say. I think the second reason is quite similar to the previous students, but I would like to mention what is the last reasons that you gave, right, for the reason why you would like to start up your business. So that is what you would like to you will be able to make a lot of money. Yes. Okay. So I think that the primary reasons for running a business is to make money. Okay, I think that doing a business, right, is not a charity. It's not doing charity. You do not do it for fun. You not do it for free. When you start up your business, right, so the primary reason is to what, to make money. Yeah. So if you work for a company or an organization where you just get a fixed salary, a stable salary, like if you are just a fresh graduate, right, and
Câu nói sao mình
I
trả lời
think
mấy
that
cái
the
kia
average income, the
là lần
average
trước hẹn gặp
salary
lại
for
của
fresh graduates, right, is around 10 billion Vietnam dong. Okay, yeah, and it's quite a fixed salary. And if you have good performance, yeah, like after 1 year or 6 months working for the company, and you have
10
um,
million 10 triệu
you are able to
10
make
củ.
significant contributions to the company, right? So you have a very good performance. So you'll be able to get a salary review and you get a pay raise. Yeah, it would take you a long time, right, to get a pay raise. But if you work for your company and you have a very good strategy, so there is a good chance, right? You stand a good chance to make a lot of money if your business, right, becomes successful. That's it. So another good reason is that you can work make a lucrative income. See, yeah. Các bạn hay nói là kiếm được rất là nhiều tiền đúng không? Nhưng mà trong cái khoản này cô có một cụm từ cho các bạn, đó là make a lucrative income. Yeah, lucrative, what does it mean? A lot of money. Đây là cái tính từ có nghĩa là gì em? Rất là nhiều tiền. Thì em có thể kiếm được lương khủng á, mức lương cao ngất ngưỡng á, thì em có thể dùng cái chữ này. Nếu mà bình thường em nói là earn a high salary thì cái chữ high nó không diễn tả được cái mức cao. Yeah, so I think that you can use the adjective like lucrative, right? Lucrative income, right? So got a good chance to make a lucrative income. You become, what, financially free. Yes, you can become like, hồi nãy bạn có dùng một cái từ là become, what, financially. Oops. Tự do về mặt tài chính em ha, mình sẽ tự do về tài chính hơn. Yes, okay, you become what, financially free. That's it. Make a lucrative income, become financially free. Mhm. Yes, thank you. And another student, please. Tâm Tâm. Yes, the last one. Yes, I would like to listen to your opinion. Tâm Tâm, do you have any different answers? Sorry, can you speak up? I cannot hear you very clearly. Hello? Oh, maybe there's some problems right with, you know what, Minh Tâm. Okay, yeah, maybe next time. I think you should check your microphone. Yes. Yeah, try to fix it. Okay. Yeah, so thank you for all the answers here. I think these are, what, the main reasons why, a lot of people nowadays, especially young generations, right, Gen Z, they would like to start up their own business. Okay, these are the benefits, right, the benefits of starting up a business, right, of, being your own boss. However, I would like to think about, something that you have to take into consideration when you start up your business. The benefits here are clear, but you have to think about, what, some problems or some factors that you have to take into consideration if you want to start up your business. So now my next question for you is that what factors, right, should you take into consideration when you start up your own business? Yeah. Now you have like a few minutes right to think about my question and raise your hands to give me your answers.
Ủa, câu hỏi vậy? Đơn giản đó.
My question is that what factors should you take into consideration when starting up a business? Yes.
Ảnh
What
hưởng.
factors, right, or what problems should you think about? Okay, should you consider very carefully before you actually open or before you actually establish, right, your own business? Yes. Okay, so everyone, if you don't want to raise your voice, you can type the answer in the chat box. Yes. Okay, yeah, so you got the answers from Minh Tuấn, right? Tuấn Minh, I guess. Yeah, Tuấn Minh, not Minh Tuấn, right? Okay. Yeah, Tuấn Minh, you say what capital? That's right. You need when you know what money. How could you start up your own business one without money? Okay, so you need to, uh, yeah, repair money. But how can you get money for your business? Now tell me some sources, right? Where or from whom or from where can you get money? Now let's talk about money first. Okay, so how can you get money? How can you raise fund, raise capitals, right, for your company? Yeah, you need money first. Okay, you need money, but how can you get money for your business? Now tell me some plans or some ways, right, to get money for your business.
I can mình đi level 4 thực hiện lực lao động, hiểu không? Nếu anh em đã chọn
Okay. So you got the answers from, you know what, đồng nghi, right? Being employee first. Yeah, maybe what at when you, yes, when you graduate from universities and you have no experience, so you can work and you have no support from your family. Your family, you know what, cannot support you, so you can become an employee first. You spend like 2 3 years working for a company to save money, and then you can start up your business. Okay. Yes. Very good. From your family, right? So, fortunately, right? So, if you were born in the rich family, in a privileged family, right? Okay, and then you can get support for your family. You can get financially support. You can get financial support for your family. Okay, that's the good look.
and your
Okay,
investor.
and Tantam say that you can make a bank loan. Yeah, that's right. You can borrow money from the bank. Okay, yes, it's very good. Or you can get money from your own savings. Yeah, that's right. Like, đồng nghi, right? You can become an employee first. You
Nên đầu
spend
tư
like a
hả?
few years working for
Cái
the company
angel
to
á.
save money. Yes, and then you can use your saving money, right? Okay, and then you can you can start up your own business. Or what else from Pre-One is a good answer, right? You can get you know what, the money from angel investor. Okay, that's right, angel investor. Like, you know what, the in Vietnam, why we have the program named Shark Tank. Yeah, so if you are a startuper and you would like to start up your business, but you have you don't have sufficient, you know what, financial source, you can join the this program, this TV show, and then you can make a presentation about your plan, your products, your service. Okay, and then you show the potential of your business, and then if you know what, the investors or the shark there, right, they are
Lương khủng
interested
anh
in
em ơi.
your plans, and then they can what, invest in your business. That's it. Yeah, you can what, call for investments, right, from angel investors. That's the good answers, right? Okay, thank you for the answers, right? The first one, you have to think about money, how much money you have to start up your business. Okay, what else? This is the first factor, right? And then I got another answers from, you know what, Thế Trân. Yeah, so status skills. Yeah, you need to be um like, you need to be skillful. Like, if you want to manage a company, right, even though it is whatever it is, like whether it is a small scale company or large scale company, usually when you start up, it's just a small scale company, like of 10 people or 20 people, I think that. Okay, so you need to be good at, right, some skills like human resources management skills. Okay, what else? The business skills, for example, negotiation skill, for example, a lot of skills, right? Yes, you need to be good at some skills, right, that are relevant, that are important, right, when you do business. Yes, and then what else? Another thing that you have to consider is the personnel. Yeah, that's right. I mean the people, the human resources, who is gonna work with you. Okay, so if you work for the company where you are forced to work in teams, in groups, sometimes you're expected to work with people that you don't like when you work for the company. But when you work for yourself, you have opportunity. You can decide on who is gonna work for you. Okay, you can choose the people that you think you can work well with them. Okay, yes. And what else? Like what the market. Yeah, it's the very good answers, right? Like the market, you have to think about the market, where you're gonna sell your product. Okay, who is gonna buy your products? Okay, the customers, the consumers. Okay, and the
Thị trường
market.
chứ nhờ.
You have to do a lot of
Nghe nghĩ
research,
ra thị
right? You
trường.
have to do a lot of research and studies, right, to investigate the
Đúng rồi.
market. Okay, the customer insights, for example, right? And when you are knowledgeable about the
Càng câu
market,
nói càng có thị trường em ơi.
where you're going to sell your product,
Mà
right?
hiểu
So you
hiểu.
can make the good preparation, okay, for that market.
Yes.
That's it. Yes. Labor force, like what personnel, the same answer, right? Thank you. Yeah, good answer. Okay. Yeah, so this is my some questions where I'd like to discuss right before we actually get started, right? The lesson today, which is about new business, right? Some benefits of working for yourself, of starting up your business. However, you have to take into consideration a lot of things. Yes. And here, if you have a look at exercise, sorry, question number 2 here, you can see a lot of other things that you have to consider when you start up your own business, right? The first one you can say what you can see here is see what low taxes. Yeah, you have to consider the that
Thôi học.
the taxes that are imposed on your business. Yeah, like what if you are a foreign investor or foreign company, you come to Vietnam
Nói
to
chuyện
start your own
mà.
business, where you have to consider the tax, yeah, all kind of taxes here. And I think that where you will be more interested in what the cities or the regions that offers low
Rồi.
taxes. Yeah. The next thing is about good transport links. Yeah. Okay. Like you
Vậy.
need to set up a factory manufacturing products, right? Factories, and then you have to consider the transport links, like the transportation systems. Yeah. So you have to consider whether it is easy for you to transport your products from your factories
Thấy
to
không?
the markets, to
Đây, đây, đây.
the
Học của mình.
stores, for example,
Cái
where
học của
your
mình.
products are
Biết một
consumed.
viên vỡ.
For example, yeah, good
Xài rất
transport
là viên
links.
vỡ. Không phải xài nhiều
Skilled
pin.
staff, right? Of
Xài không
course,
nhiều.
right? Like you say, personnel are human resources. You have to employ skilled staff, right? I mean, the capable people, right? I mean, competent people, the people who are able to make significant contribution to your business. Okay,
Kinh
training
nghiệm.
courses, yeah,
Có
of
chứ
course,
có
right?
kinh nghiệm.
Like
Những người
to save
những
course
cái
right now,
nghề
there are a lot of companies that tend to
staff
employ
là nhân viên
fresh
tay nghề
graduates,
bây giờ.
new students, right? Like students who have just graduated from the university, because what, these people are not really experienced, but what, they have energy, they have enthusiasm. So when you employ these kind of people, so you can work. Uh, Offer them some training courses, and then they can work for you. Yes, they are knowledgeable and ready, but they're not really experienced, so you can provide them with some training courses, and then they can become skilled staff to work for you. Low interest rates, yeah, like you say, when start up your business, you need to have money first, and one of the ways that you can get money is from bank loan. And you have to consider what interest rates, the low interest rate. You have to consider whether the bank offers you low interest rate. Interest rates, right? Okay, interest rates. Yeah, and high unemployment. Yeah, you have to consider high unemployment. A lot of American companies, a lot of Western companies, where it comes to developing countries like Vietnam, Thailand, or what, some countries in Africa. Yeah, African countries. So in these countries, right, there is a very high percentage of unemployment. Yes. So, and if you establish the factories there, then, okay, you can solve the problem. So this problem, like solve the unemployment problem. You provide them with job opportunities. You offer them job opportunities, so they have a good chance to work, to make ends meet. Yeah, to make money. Yes. So and another thing is that in developing countries, the labor cost rate is very cheap. Yeah. Instead of establishing on a factory in the U.S. or in the U.K., where what, the labor costs are very high. Now you can establish a factory in Vietnam, okay, and then because the labor cost is cheaper, and what, you also offer job opportunities, right, to Vietnamese people. Yeah, cheap rents, for example, like you need to rent factories, you have to rent the equipment, right, to run your business. Yeah, a strong currency. Yeah, strong currency. Like you know what is the strongest right currencies in the world right now? Do you know that? The strongest currencies. Do you have any idea?
Euro.
Yeah, what is euro? Okay, euros. Yeah, that's right. It's not England, but it's the pounds, sterling pounds, right? The currency. Đó là tiền tệ em ha, không phải là quốc gia. Và ngành đồng của Anh đó là đồng bảng Anh đúng không em? Đó là pound. Yes. Or euro or dollar, US dollars, right? So these are what the strong currencies in the world. Yeah. Okay, what a healthy economy, right? A healthy economy, like the economy, you can say like a resilient economy, healthy economy, or can say what a resilience. Cái từ này chắc là học phần 1 em có học rồi nè, resilient. Okay, so I would like you note down this one, resilient. What does it mean, resilience? Thầy nào biết chữ này em cô? Resilient economy. What does it mean? I can use it to paraphrase, a healthy economy. Thì em có thể dịch là cái nền kinh tế lành mạnh đúng không? Nền kinh tế khỏe. Ok, nhưng mà mình có thể paraphrase nó thành chữ là a resilient economy. What does it mean by resilient? Know that?
I do. Tôi đồng nghĩa nào.
Do you have any idea about this one? A resilient economy?
Em đi để em.
Okay, let me give you one example. Like last year, 2021, 2020. Not last year, the year before last year, like 2020. You know what? You know the COVID-19 pandemic, right, has lasted for more than 2 years. And you know what? In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic, right, hit the hardest, right? A lot of countries in the world, right, took the hardest hit of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, at the time, in 2020, Vietnam, at the time, Vietnam was not negatively affected by COVID-19 pandemic. At the time, the Vietnamese economy is still resilient. It's very healthy. So a resilient economy means an economy that is able to bounce back. Yeah, even though it is negatively affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, by some crisis, by some downturn, it's still able to bounce back, to recover very quickly. And you say this is a resilient economy. So again, if an economy or if a country is able to bounce back, bounce back. Yeah, bounce back. What does it mean bounce here? Bounce like if you throw a ball into a wall and then it will bounce back. Like bounce back, you understand what I mean? To recover. Yeah, bounce back like recover. Kiểu này em phải hiểu theo hai nghĩa ha. Nếu mà theo nghĩa vật lý thì có nghĩa là nó nảy ra. Ví dụ em ném cái gì đó vào tường nó sẽ nảy ra. Đó là nghĩa đen, nghĩa vật lý của nó. Còn nó một cái nghĩa hay dùng đó trong cái tình huống này, cô bounce back đi của mình tức là hồi phục. Tức là dù cho có bị kiểu như là bị ảnh hưởng rất là nặng nề nhưng mà nó vẫn nảy lên lại, nền kinh tế nó vẫn có thể gì em phục hồi, ok, phát triển lại. Tức là mặc dù bị dịch Covid nhưng mà nền kinh tế vẫn có thể gì em phục hồi lại rất là nhanh chóng. Thì nền kinh tế đó được gọi là resilient, tức là nền kinh tế có khả năng phục hồi, có khả năng đàn hồi. Và trong vật lý nó có nghĩa là đàn hồi nữa em, resilient ha. Nhưng ở đây thì mình có thêm một cái nghĩa là phục hồi và rất là nhanh chóng. Yeah, you can say this is a healthy economy or resilient economy. Is it? Okay. Okay, so this is a healthy economy. Government grants, right? Government grants. What does it mean? Like government, some policies, right? Some government policies that encourage, the new businesses, okay, or investor. For example, grants here, like offer. Yeah, offer. You learn more about this one right in the next section, right in the vocabulary section, right? Government grants, like offer or some encouragement policies, right, given by the government in order to encourage, the development of economy, right? Government grants, like offer là những cái gọi là gì em, những cái tài trợ hoặc là những cái chính sách gọi sao không? Grant đây của mình giống như là cái offer em, cái gì đó mà em cho người ta, tạo điều kiện thuận lợi cho người ta, là grants ha. Tôi không biết dùng từ gì cho nó chính xác không? Government grants like chính sách đãi ngộ của chính phủ, ok, hoặc là những chính sách khuyến khích của chính phủ. Government grants Ví dụ như là giảm thuế nè, đúng không? Like you know what? Because of a lot of businesses right in Vietnam, right, have been on the verge of bankruptcy due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and the government, right, our Vietnamese government has promised, right, to reduce taxes. Yeah, it's the you know what the government
Betul.
grants. Yes, and what
Ada
else? Stable
kecaut
political situation, and you know that politics and
học bài bữa
you
nay
know
trong từng cái
economy,
lời
right,
hát
are the
tuyệt
two
vời.
things that cannot be apart. Yeah, they all you know what go together, and you know politics, right, can affect our economy. So if you run the business right in a country where the political situation is stable, it's very good for your business. Okay, and easy access to credit, right? You get a easy access to credit. Credit here, what does it mean? Like you are able to borrow money from the bank. Okay, so like you got no problems when you borrow money from the bank. You get a very easy access, right,
Chắc
to
ăn thôi.
credit, right, to money, right, from to fund, right, from the bank. Dạ, em có thể có được cái sự hỗ trợ về tín dụng. Tín dụng đây có mà em có thể vay vốn rất là nhanh á. Get easy access to credit. Yeah, that's it. So beside the things that you have mentioned, right, some factors that you have to consider when you open or you start up your business, these are some more important factors that you have to take into
Này, tính ra
serious
ở đây học
account,
đúng
right?
lắm luôn
Take
á.
take into serious consideration when you start up your own company. Okay, yeah. And we have some expressions here, right, that you have to remember. Yes. And now we move on to another things. When you decide on your the business that you would like to run, right, there are a lot of sectors for you to choose. Yeah. So next we deal with business sectors. Yes. And there are a number of business sectors for you to choose, right? And here you are given some examples, like post office, right? Railways, television, water, energy, telecoms. Telecoms means telecommunication. Okay, cars, banks, right? Newspapers, allies, roads, and mining. Okay, these are a lot of business sectors, right, for you to choose to run your business in. Okay. Yes, but you have where the public and private sector business. Yeah, we have public sector and private sector. Yes, public sector, and we have what private sector. What is it by public sector? Public sector and private sector. What is it by public sector? Do you have anything about any idea about what public sector? What is it by public here? Who has authority? Yeah, that's right. Okay, thank you, Tung Minh, right? So public, like what, these are the businesses that are governed, that are managed by the states, by what, the government, by the country. And then the private, right? The private sector business, right, means that the businesses or the companies that are managed by what, private investor, by what, entrepreneurs, by private companies, for example. So we have public sectors and private sectors, đó là những công ty thuộc cái mảng ngành của nhà nước và của tư nhân. Okay. Yeah. For example, here you have a look at the this one where you have post office. Where is it? Do you think is it a public or private? Do you think that what category does it belong to? Public or private sector business? Post office, for example. In Vietnam, just think about what the situation in Vietnam. So in Vietnam, where do you think the post office where is the public or private sector business? Yeah, okay, you think the public. Yeah, okay. Yes, that's right. Public, yeah, post office, right? Public railways. It's about transportation, right? Railways are, is it a branch, right? The sub branch of, what, the subcategories of transportation. Yeah, so railways belongs to what? Public, right? Television, right? Public, still public. Yeah, we still have, some private companies, right, running the media, okay, running in media, but for the most part, right, televisions will belongs to the public business sector, right? The news, right, must be controlled by the
Em thì cái airline, cái
government,
bên nè,
like VTV3.
thành banh này
Yeah,
lên
this is
bên
the
nè,
public,
ca
right,
lên nè,
business.
banh nó không phải để vô đâu.
Water,
Banh
energy, yeah, so public. Telecoms, right, some of them belong to public. Cars, banks, right, newspapers, airlines, roads, mining, okay. Most of them, right, belongs to public, but we also have some of them, which belong to private, right, business sector. That's it. Okay, but whatever you whatever they are, right? So I would like to introduce, the three categories, yes, of business sector here. We have primary industry. And then you have secondary industries. And you have tertiary industries. Em biết là có rất là nhiều mảng ngành kinh doanh, nhưng cái trong bài mình chia ra là mảng về của quản lý do nhà nước quản lý và private. Thì ở đây nó không có kiểu monopoly em ha, nó không có cái monopoly, no monopoly, và không có cái dạng độc quyền, đúng không em? Ok, thì một số ngành thì vẫn có của nhà nước và có của tư nhân, nhưng mà đa số là do nhà nước kiểm soát. Ví dụ ở đây em thấy tình hình ở Việt Nam của mình là post office, railways, television, water, energy, like electricity, right? Electricity, right? I think it's totally belong to the public, totally belong to the government. Like EVN, EVN, right? Công ty điện lực Việt Nam là EVN, đúng không em? Và nó hoàn toàn là độc quyền ở Việt Nam mình, do nhà nước quản lý. Công ty điện lực Việt Nam hay EVN, that's it. Hoàn toàn độc quyền luôn, okay. Yes, and telecoms, right? Telecommunication, like we have Viettel. Viettel belong to, what? The government. Yeah, it is managed by the government. However, we have some other companies like mobile phone, for example, VNPT. They are private. Okay, and cars. Okay, cars. Most of them, are private. Okay, private business. And banks, we also have, the public banks, and we have private banks, right? Public banks in Vietnam, we have like Bank, for example, or BIDV, for example. Yeah, I just know some of them. And then for the most part, right, they are private banks like Techcombank or, some banks from foreign countries like Shinhan or Standard Chartered, for example. Newspapers, right, some of them, right, are public, some of them are private. Airlines in Vietnam, we have Vietnam Airlines. That's the public airline. And however, we have some private airlines like Vietjet, okay, or Bamboo, or Jetstar, but it has been renamed like Jetstar Pacific, something like that, okay. Roads, okay, mining, yes. But I would like you to put them in three different categories here, like primary industry, secondary industry, and tertiary industry. So for primary industry, what does it mean? Normally, you just know that primary school, secondary school, or tertiary. Bình thường em sẽ thấy những cái chữ này trong cái context là giáo dục. Ví dụ em có primary school là trường tiểu học, đúng không? Secondary school là trường trung học. Rồi tertiary của mình là cấp học sau phổ thông, tức là cấp học đại học. Như em đó, đang học đại học đây của mình thuộc cấp độ là tertiary. Tertiary education là giáo dục sau phổ thông, bao gồm đại học, dạy nghề, cao đẳng, nói chung tập trung gọi là tertiary. Thì em sẽ thường thấy những cái chữ này trong giáo dục nhiều hơn, nhưng mà hôm nay mình đẩy mấy chữ này qua industry thì nó có nghĩa như thế nào. So we have three categories of, industries, say different kinds of business sectors of industry here. The first one, we have primary industry. What does it mean? Do you know anything about primary industry?
Công ty hỏi lại nè.
Yeah, okay. Do you know anything about primary industry? Em không thể dịch nó là ngành công nghiệp tiểu học được, đúng không? Hay là ngành công nghiệp đầu tiên, hay là kiểu vậy. Yeah, so primary industry, for example, here we have like energy. Yeah, energy. We have energy. Or mining. Yes, energy or mining. These business sectors will belong to primary industry because why? The primary industry means, the industries that are responsible for looking for raw materials for manufacturing. You understand what I mean? Energy. If you work in energy, you create energy, like, electricity, okay? Electricity, or you have to, if you work in mining, you have to look for raw materials like fossil fuels or coal, for example. metals like gold, okay, platinum, silver, or copper. Yeah, so you look for
Diamond.
materials. You look for in materials, right, for manufacturing. So this is mining. You have to dig the ground, okay, to get the materials, right? The fossil fuels or the metals, right, for manufacturing. So these business sectors, right, belong to what? Primary industries, and that's it. Okay, primary industries và là ngành công nghiệp. Sơ cấp, nói chung không dịch tiếng Việt được, nhưng mà tất cả những cái ngành nào mà chịu trách nhiệm, ví dụ đây cô cho em hai ví dụ là energy, ngành energy và ngành mining, người ta sẽ xếp nó vào nhóm là primary industry, là ngành công nghiệp. Không tìm được từ, nhưng mà kiểu như những ngành công nghiệp mà đầu tiên á, mà kiểu như là đi tìm kiếm những nguyên vật liệu thô để phục vụ cho việc sản xuất đó, thì tất cả những cái ngành đó mình sẽ xếp chung vào cái nhóm là primary industry. So we have energy, mining, what else? We have what? Fishing. Yes, I'm sorry. Fishing. We have what? Logging. Yes. Fishing. What does it mean? You have to exploit fish, right, from the ocean, right, to provide materials, right, to provide fish for food manufacturing, for example, food manufacturing. Now, logging. What does it mean? You like chop down trees in the forest, right, to get wood, right, for manufacturing too. Yeah, logging này của mình là ngành mà kiểu khai thác gỗ. Ok, em vào rừng em đốn gỗ vào thì lấy gỗ đó để cung cấp cho cái nguyên vật liệu cho các công ty nội thất mà sẽ sản xuất ra bàn ghế rồi đó. Thì đây là một số cái ví dụ cho em ha. Energy, mining, fishing and logging, they all belong to what primary industry. Đó, thì cô giải thích nghĩa như vậy nhưng mà cô không tìm được cái từ tiếng Việt chính xác. Ok, thì tất cả những cái ngành đó mình sẽ xếp vào cái nhóm là primary industry. Yes. And then you have what? Secondary industry. What does it mean? So secondary industry, right, means the industry that is responsible for manufacturing. So now you use the materials from primary industry to produce things, to produce products. Yes. So it's what? Manufacturing. Cái ngành thứ hai của mình được gọi đó là ngành sản xuất. Em sẽ sử dụng cái nguyên vật liệu thô mà đã do cái ngành primary industry cung cấp cho em á, để em sản xuất ra cái sản phẩm, thành phẩm ra, đúng không? Thì em dùng cái dây chuyền sản xuất ha. So you have to invest in, you have to open a factory, and then you have to like input the raw materials from primary industry, and then you use that materials and you use what? The production line, okay, and you use machines, okay, in order to produce the new products. Yeah, that's in manufacturing. Thì tất cả những cái công ty, những cái doanh nghiệp nào mà sản xuất ra thành phẩm, một sản phẩm, thì cái doanh nghiệp đó, cái công ty đó, người ta xếp vào cái nhóm là secondary industry. Okay, and then we move on to the last category here is the tertiary industry. Và cái chữ này đọc sẽ hơi khác chút xíu, em là tertiary, ti thì mình sẽ đọc là sure, em đọc cái sure nặng, cái này cô không có phiên âm được ở đây cho nên em để cái phát âm chút xíu. Đừng có đọc là tertiary là không đúng nha, mình đọc tertiary, em cứ coi là âm cái sure đi. Ok, và đem ơ nhị nè, sure, yeah, âm ơ này nó sẽ nặng hơn chút xíu, nó cong lưỡi hơn. Tertiary industry, and you put a stress on the first syllable. Yeah, you put a stress here, right? Tertiary industry, right? Tertiary industry, what does it mean? Tertiary industry means what? The service industry. Sau khi em sản xuất ra sản phẩm thì em sẽ bán, đúng không? Yes, thì cái ngành còn lại là ngành dịch vụ. Yeah, mình sẽ xếp vào nó nhóm này. Thì nói dễ hiểu là mình gọi là service industry, nhưng mà từ chuyên môn của nó gọi là tertiary industry ha. Yeah, service industry or tertiary industry. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so service industry, what does it mean here? You can tell me some like banking. Yes, what else? Selling. Yeah, what else? Education. Like here, when you work in tertiary industry, right, you are not responsible for producing tangible products. You're just producing, what? The intangible products. Yeah, you produce what? Intangible products. And that is called, what? Service industry. Yes. Nếu như trong ngành sản xuất em tạo ra sản phẩm nó thành hình, thành dạng, đúng không? Em có thể sờ được, nó là sản phẩm vật lý, tức là em cầm được một sản phẩm hữu hình. Từ tiếng Pháp của mình gọi là hữu hình. Nhưng mà đối với ngành tertiary industry là ngành dịch vụ, em tạo ra những sản phẩm vô hình, thì cô gọi cái từ đó là intangible. Mình không thể nào mình cân đo đong đếm được, nó là những dịch vụ. Ví dụ của cho em là banking, selling or education. Giáo dục cũng là một cái ngành tertiary industry ha. Yes, tất cả những cái ngành dịch vụ nói chung á, tourism for example. Yes. thì nó tạo ra những sản phẩm vô hình em ha, intangible products. Còn trên đây manufacturing, you manufacture, you know what, tangible products, em tạo ra cái sản phẩm hữu hình, tangible products. Yeah, nó tư vấn vào dùm cô nhé. Yes.
Em nói được một
Okay,
đây.
so now, right, you have a lot of business sectors, okay, to run your business
Trời
in.
ơi, má ơi, em chút nhiều
But
vậy cất
I
ra.
think that you need to understand,
Mà
you
bộ
need
này
to
gạt
know
nhiều
the
hơn em ơi.
three
Bộ này
different
nhiều hơn mấy
categories
khi.
or different business sectors here that can be divided into three different categories. The first one, we have primary industry. The second one, we have secondary industry. And the last one, we have what? Tertiary industry. So in the future, when you decide to run your business, right, you need to know what kind of industries, right, you would like to run your business in. Yeah. Okay. It's just some more vocabularies and some, you know what, knowledge I would like to share with you when it comes to, you know what, business sector. Okay. Yes. Now, that's all about, you know what, the discussion. Right now, we move on to vocabulary here. You're gonna learn some economic terms, and I would like you to have a look at the page number 67. All right, the vocabulary section here. And for the vocabulary section here, you are given two columns. Right, the first one, number 1 to number 10. These are the terms. These are the economic terms, and I would like you to figure out the meanings by matching them with the definitions from A to J. Yes. Okay. Now you have like a few minutes, right, to match the words or the terms with the definition from A to J. Yeah. There you go. If you have the answers, right, please type the answer in the chat box, right? Just write down like number 1A, 2B, 3C, for example. Yeah, and then we can check the answers together. Yes.
Ăn phải cất. Đúng mà lớp giờ có hát. Dạ ở nhà có hát. Nhưng mà là tỷ lệ suất không không? Đâu đây là tỷ lệ suất rồi tập độ này. Tỷ lệ suất. Sao đâu? Ăn sáng với
Okay, so you have got the answers, right, for the SSA. All right. So number one, you see our interest rate, and you meant to see the cost of borrowing money. Yeah. So like you say, if you want to raise money for your business, right, you need to, one of the ways that you can take is borrowing money from a bank. And when you borrow money from the bank, you are supposed to pay the interest rate. Yes. So interest rate means, you know, the cost of borrowing money. Yes. Okay, so interest rate. Yeah, number one, C. That's correct. Mhm. Our number two, exchange rate. Yes, exchange rate you match with our number two, D. Yeah, so price at which one currency can buy another. Yeah, that's right, the exchange rate. For example, you in Vietnam we use our currency is đồng, okay, and when you do business with other countries, of course we cannot đồng is not the currency that we use in this transaction. We have to use another currency, which is US dollars, okay? And then you have to change from US dollar into dong, okay? So one US dollar can be converted, can be changed into like 23,000 Vietnam dong. So one US dollar can be converted into 23,000 Vietnam dong. So this is what the exchange rate, okay? Yes. And the exchange rate right, does really affect,
Bây giờ
yeah,
hai
affect, you
ba
know what,
ngàn còn
the
hơn trăm đồng thôi.
imports and
Em
exports of the
Việt Nam
country
qua.
between two countries. Yes, exchange rate. Tỷ giá hối đoái đúng không em? Khi mà em đổi từ cái đồng tiền này sang đồng tiền khác thì cái tỷ giá ví dụ
Các
như
em
một
nghe
đồng
không?
đô la Mỹ mình đổi thành 23.000 tiền Việt
Này
Nam
coi
thì
như
một đô la đổi lấy 23.000, đó là cái tỷ giá hối đoái. Ok, tỷ giá khi mình đổi từ đồng tiền này sang đồng tiền khác. Ok. Yes. Và nó ảnh hưởng rất là lớn trong cái chuyện xuất nhập khẩu của giữa hai quốc gia với nhau ha. Yeah. So we have interest rate, exchange rate, and then we have what the inflation rate, inflation. And number three, you match with B. That's why this is the percentage increase in prices, right? Inflation rate. So I would like to explain the word like, you know what, inflation. Yeah, inflation. The first one, you have the verb like inflate. Sorry, inflate. To inflate means, to increase. Yes, the verb here we have what to inflate. You know what to increase, and then you have the noun what inflation. Khi em học từ vựng em nhớ bổ sẻ cái họ cái word family của nó ra, ví dụ như cái danh từ này đến từ động từ nào, để anh chi để khi mà mình biết được động từ nó mình được xài trong một cái tình huống khác nữa, chứ mình không chỉ học đơn thuần là inflation nghĩa là làm phát rồi xong là thôi. Okay, so we have word inflation, right? This is a noun. Yeah, first one, the verb for inflate, right? Inflate means in what to increase. Yes. Động từ này đồng nghĩa với chữ increase nên làm tăng lên. Thì theo nghĩa bình thường, ví dụ trong kinh tế là nghĩa là tăng, đổi giá tăng lên đúng không nào? Ngoài ra nó còn một cái nghĩa khác đó là inflate, inflate the balloon, for example. Cái nghĩa khác của nó ha.
Em cũng lại nó có hàng nào có cô nó che này rồi. Đối với cô kia thứ hai nữa.
Yeah, inflate a balloon, right? You know a balloon, right? And then you have to inflate. I mean that you have to input the air into the balloon, right? And then it can fly to the sky. For example, inflate. Like, you know what? You need to provide the balloon with air. Yeah, with air. That's it, inflate. Thì khi em bơm cái bong bóng lên á, em làm cho nó căng phồng lên á, thì cái động từ mình xài cũng là inflate. Yes, thì nó là cái nghĩa khác, đó là làm cho cái nó căng lên, nó phồng lên, làm cho nó tăng lên. Thì cái inflate trong cái nghĩa kinh tế nó là nghĩa bóng của chữ inflate. Ở cái thứ hai này là ở cái vế thứ hai của mình, inflate a balloon, đó là nghĩa đen của nó ha, là làm căng tròn cái quả bóng lên, cái mình bơm khí vào. Nhưng mà trong kinh tế hay là trong một số nghĩa bóng của nó nghĩa là tăng lên. Okay, yes. Inflate, right? To increase, to inflate, and then now it's what? Inflation. Yeah, inflation rate. So this is the percentage increase in prices. Okay, let me give you one example. Like 10 years ago. Okay, like what? For the same kind of product, but let me give you one example about gold. You know gold, right? Gold. It's kind of materials that people use to make jewelry, right? Back in the day, like 10 years ago, you had to pay two 2,000 Vietnam dong for one piece of gold. Okay, I mean, yes, that's it. But nowadays, right, you have to pay like 5,000 or 6,000 Vietnam dong, right, for the same amount of gold. You see what this is the percentage increase, right, in the price with the same amount of gold. But if you consider in two different points of time, you can see what the difference in the prices, right? But you see what the rising trend in the prices of gold. Okay, đó là cô cho em ví dụ về lạm phát. Ví dụ cách đây khoảng 10 năm khi em mua một cái lượng vàng đúng không, thì em trả tầm có 2 triệu thôi. Nhưng mà bây giờ một lượng vàng cũng với cái lượng vàng như vậy luôn, nhưng mà em phải trả tới bao nhiêu, gần 6 triệu đồng một cái lượng vàng, sorry, một chỉ vàng. Yeah. Thì em thấy là cùng một cái lượng vàng là một chỉ thôi, cái khối lượng nó không thay đổi nhưng mà cái giá tiền nó em thấy một cái sự gia tăng. Thì đó là cái sự lạm phát. Okay, so inflation, yeah, rate, is it? Yeah, now we have worked the inflation rate you match with B, right? In percentage increase in prices. Yeah. Number four, labor force, right? You match with labor force. Number four, you match with F. Yes, that's good. This is the number of
Vậy hả?
people working, the
Giờ
number
mình
of
nói
people
xong.
working for the country or company. So you can say what labor force, or you can say human resources, or you can say workforce. Yes. Đối với chữ lực lượng lao động thì mình có thêm một số từ khác. Chẳng hạn như đó là okay. So we have labor force. Also have like workforce. Then you have what? Human resources. Yeah, so they are synonyms, right? So labor force, workforce, or human resources, they all means, the number of people working for a country or company, is it? And now what else? You have our number five, tax incentives. Yeah, and you match number five with G. Yes, number five G. Low taxes to encourage business activities, right? So tax incentives. As I said, right, this is the government grants. Hồi nãy trong cái bài đầu tiên, trong cái đoạn đầu tiên, có nhắc tới cái chữ government grants đúng không? Yeah. So now we have what incentives? I'm sorry, tax incentives. It's kind of, what, government grants. This is an example. It is an example of government grants. Yeah, so it is to encourage business or economic activities at a particular area. Okay, for example, if you have a look at Vietnam right now, and you can see that there are a lot of mega cities in Vietnam, big cities in Vietnam, right? Like we have Hanoi City, um, Hạ Long, for example, and then you have Da Nang City, and then you have Ho Chi Minh City in the south of Vietnam, right? And then Cần Thơ City. These are, the five mega cities in Vietnam. And you can see that in these cities, right, there are a lot of, big organizations. There are, big companies here. But in other provinces, like, Quảng Ngãi or Quảng Bình, for example, or in, some provinces in central Vietnam, except for Da Nang and Nha Trang City. So in these areas, right, economies, right, does not develop, okay, compared to other cities in Vietnam. So if Vietnamese government, right, wants to encourage wants to develop economy in these provinces, they have to what? Lower taxes. Yeah, so it's about the tax incentives. Thì nếu mà nhìn vào cái bản đồ Việt Nam thì em thấy gọi là mega city em ha. Mega city là những cái thành phố lớn. Em hay gọi đó là uh, big cities đúng không? Ok, thì những thành phố lớn là nơi trung tâm tập trung các công ty và các doanh nghiệp rất là lớn. Tuy nhiên ở các tỉnh khác thì cái ngành kinh tế không phát triển, thì bây giờ chính phủ muốn phát triển kinh tế cái khu vực đó, đặc biệt là cái tỉnh ở miền Trung Việt Nam, nơi mà thời tiết rất đúng không? Và lao động tôi thấy thì thường mọi người đổ về các thành phố lớn làm việc và sinh sống nhiều hơn, dần dần là bỏ quê bỏ xóm, bỏ làng đi đó. Thì để phát triển kinh tế như này thì nhà nước chỉ có một cách, đó là gì em? Offer tax incentives, tức là gọi là gì ha, ưu đãi về thuế đó, có những chính sách mà khuyến khích ưu đãi thuế để khuyến khích các hoạt động kinh doanh và phát triển kinh tế ở khu vực đó. Thì cái chính sách đó người ta gọi là tax incentives. Yeah, so these are the policies, right? Which means that the governments, right, they lower, they decrease the taxes, right, for some businesses, right, to encourage economic or business activities in a particular area. That's it. So these are typical examples of, government grants. Yeah. Thì đây là một ví dụ của government grants Việt Nam, là những chế độ ưu đãi của nhà nước, cụ thể đó là giảm thuế. Tax incentives. Thì em hiểu cho cô cái chữ nghĩa là incentive của mình là những cái chính sách ưu đãi. Ví dụ như trong lớp này cô có cho các bạn đó là các bạn giơ tay phát biểu hay đóng góp vào bài, các bạn sẽ được điểm cộng. Cái đó là incentive của cô. Ok, em hiểu không? So I promise that, if you raise your hands to answer my questions, or you give me the answers to the exercises here, right? So you get bonus. So this is incentive. So this is, the encouragement, right? I would like to give you to help you get engaged in my lesson. So this is another example of incentives. Yeah. Cái incentive có rất là nhiều cách dùng em ha. Đấy, đây là trong kinh tế hoặc là trong lớp thì cô vẫn dùng cái kiểu nói với incentive là cho điểm cộng, đúng nè. Khi em làm việc cho công ty sau này, incentive nó còn có nghĩa là gì? Okay, so in order to boost productivity of employees, but the companies are, you know what, offer free holidays, right, to employees. Like, you know what, they employees, right, they will be able, they have a chance to what, travel to tourist attractions, right, for free, for example, right, they will be paid by the company. So it is kind of another incentive, right. Ví dụ như hàng năm công ty cho đi du lịch nước ngoài hay là du lịch miễn phí đó, thì đó cũng là một cái incentive của công ty để khuyến khích nhân viên có thêm động lực làm việc của công ty, ví dụ vậy. Thì những cái chính sách khuyến khích nói chung người ta gọi chung nó là incentives. Okay, so here we have like tax incentives, right? It means, you know, the low taxes, right, to encourage business or economic activities in a particular area. Next one, we have government bureaucracy, okay? Bureaucracy. You put the stress on the second syllable, say bureaucracy, okay? Bureaucracy. Because now I would like you to repeat yourself, right? Repeat on your own, like the word. It's quite, I think it's quite troublesome, right? Because there are a lot of syllables in this word, like for bureaucracy, and they put a stress on the second syllable, say bureaucracy. Yeah, government bureaucracy. Yeah, so government bureaucracy. What does it mean? You match with, let's see, number 5. You match with G. Yes. This is what the, oh, sorry, number 5. No, sorry, 6, right? 6, you match with I. Yes. Official rules, regulations, and paperwork. Yeah, that's right. Government bureaucracy. Yeah, it's all kind of things related to, you know, official rules, regulations, or paperwork that you have to fulfill, you have to do, right, when you run a business. For example, if you are a foreign investor, you want to open a business in Vietnam, and before you actually establish your business in Vietnam, you have to dig deeper. You have to research a lot about the government bureaucracy, because, you know, the government bureaucracy is different from country to country. Yeah, so you need to research the official rules, all kinds of regulations, and the paperwork that you have to do before you establish a business in Vietnam. Yeah, government bureaucracy. And sometimes, you know what, government bureaucracy can be considered as a hindrance, as a barrier, okay, for, you know, foreign business, for foreign investors. That's it. Thì đây của mình là những cái gọi là gì ha, những cái thủ tục hành chính, những cái quy định mà em còn phải theo khi mà em muốn làm một cái gì đó ở Việt Nam. Ví dụ như em là một doanh nghiệp nước ngoài, khi em đến Việt Nam em mở công ty thì em đầu tiên phải làm gì, xin giấy phép kinh doanh trước. Và để xin giấy phép kinh doanh em phải trải qua rất là nhiều thủ tục. Thường cái công ty nước ngoài họ sẽ nhờ một công ty luật ở Việt Nam làm giùm cho họ, chứ họ không đứng ra trực tiếp làm, rất là khó em. Cho nên những cái thủ tục, hồ sơ, giấy tờ, quy định mà mình phải theo thì nó gọi chung với dạng government bureaucracy. Yes. Nó không phải là xấu như em, có một số bạn khi tra cái nghĩa tiếng Việt của cái chữ này thấy nó là quan liêu, bureaucracy. Không phải, các bạn có tra không? Nếu các bạn tra thì bạn sẽ thấy cái nghĩa chữ tiếng Việt của nó là quan liêu, nhưng mà không phải, các bạn dịch như vậy là chưa có đúng. Tại vì cái chữ quan liêu đây, nhiều người bản ngữ của mình, người Việt Nam của mình vẫn hiểu sai, nghĩ quan liêu là cái gì đó rất là tiêu cực, nhưng không phải là cái chính chữ bureaucracy. Bureaucracy của mình chỉ có nghĩa là những thủ tục hành chính. Em hiểu, nó chỉ là một cái danh từ, nghĩa là thủ tục hành chính, quy định và những cái giấy tờ mà em còn phải làm khi mà làm cái công chuyện gì đó mà liên quan tới cần sự cho phép của nhà nước, đúng không nè? Khi nhiều em mua đất đai cũng chẳng hạn, em cũng phải có làm một cái số thủ tục như trả thuế hay là chuyển nhượng đất, tất cả mọi thứ. Thì tất cả thủ tục đó mình gọi chung là bureaucracy, chứ nếu mà dịch chữ quan liêu là không có đúng nha. Right, government bureaucracy. That's it. It means, you know, official rules, regulations, and paperwork that you have to do, right? Okay. Yeah, so number 6, right? I. Number 7, GDP, and it's the abbreviation. It's the acronyms of, you know, gross domestic product, right? So it stands for gross domestic product, and GDP here is called what? Acronyms. Cái từ mà được viết tắt như vậy mình gọi đó là gì? Acronyms. Gọi là từ viết tắt, tức là nó có một cái chữ xong rồi ta lấy cái chữ cái đầu của nó ra từ một cái từ mới. Ví dụ mình có là gì? WTO, the World Trade Organization, for example, UNICEF, okay? Or, you know, this one we have GDP, so it's called what? Acronym. Từ viết tắt em ha, acronym. And this is it stands for, you know, gross domestic product. And what does it mean? You match with our, what is it? A, yeah, that's right. The total value of goods and services produced in the country. That's it. If you want to evaluate whether a country's economy is healthy or not, you have to refer to the GDP. Yeah, the GDP will tell you how healthy a country's economy is. Yes, GDP. That's it. Number rate, unemployment rate, right? Unemployment rate, and you match with. That's it.
Tỷ lệ thất nghiệp.
Yeah, next one we have number rate, and you match with E. That's right. This is the percentage of people without jobs, right? The percentage of unemployed people, jobless people. Okay, unemployment rate. Yeah, and you know what? Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, where a number of people in Vietnam, not only in Vietnam but also in the world, right, have lost their jobs, and you know what? The unemployment rate is climbing, is increasing. Next one, number nine, foreign investment, and you match with H, yeah, money from overseas. That's right. Okay, so this is the investment, right, from foreign investors, right, the money from the overseas, right? Okay, and next, the last one we have balance of trade, and you match with the last one, J, right, difference in value between the country's imports and exports. Yeah, balance of trade.
Dạ các
Yeah,
bạn.
how can you translate into Vietnamese balance of trade?
Dạ các bạn à. Trao đổi công bằng.
Where is the
Cân
Vietnamese?
thương mại.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Cán cân thương mại.
Yes, okay. Cái gì cán cân thương mại, đúng rồi em. Okay. Thì bình thường dịch em nghĩ như vậy. Tiếng Việt á, khi nhiều khi em đọc sách chuyên ngành của em á, thì nó cũng hay dùng chữ này ha, balance of trade. So, I mean, what the balance between, you know what, imports and export. Okay, the difference in the value between the country's imports and export. Okay, so tell me, in what situation is a country's economy is healthy? So if you want to decide whether a country's economy is healthy or not, okay, so you have to refer to the balance of trade. So when it comes to balance of trade, so you need to compare the value between, you know what, imports and export. Okay. But in what situations where a country's economy is healthy?
Nhập khẩu xuất khẩu
Do you understand what I mean? When the imports. Okay, so like let me make it clearer for you. This one, okay. Yeah, in what situation, in what case, right? In which case, a country's economy is healthy, is, you know what? Yes, it's healthy. It's prosperous. For example, imports is higher. Imports are higher or lower than, you know, exports. This one. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, the low inflation rate, of course, right? Yes, that's right. And the inflation rate does really affect, you know, a country's economy. But when it comes to balance of trade, right, if a country's exports, right, are higher than, you know what, that of imports, so it means that this country, right, that country's economy is quite profitable. That's it. Đương nhiên là cán cân thương mại sẽ quyết định coi là nền kinh tế nó có vững mạnh hay không, đúng không em, có tốt hay không. Nếu như mà nhập khẩu mà lớn hơn xuất khẩu thì đương nhiên là nó sẽ bị âm rồi, đúng không? Okay. Còn nếu như mà nhập khẩu mà xuất khẩu mà nó nhiều hơn nhập khẩu, tức là mình bán được nhiều hơn mình mua về, thì rõ ràng là mình có đem mang lại cái gì em, thặng dư, đúng không? Thì nền kinh tế nó phát triển được. Okay, so if export, right, no, are higher than, you know, imports. Yeah, if we create, you know what, no surplus. Yeah, so it means that the country's economy is what, profitable. If, you know what, imports are higher than export, if we create, you know what, deficit. Yes, okay, so you make a what? Make a loss. Yes. Sorry. Yes. Okay. So if imports right are higher than exports right, if we deficit, and it means that the country's economy is not profitable, is unprofitable, so it make a loss. Yes. Tức là bị thâm hụt đúng không em? Deficit đây của mình tức là thâm hụt, nó trái nghĩa với surplus là thặng dư. Nếu mà nhập khẩu xuất khẩu mà lớn hơn nhập tức là tạo ra thặng dư và chuyên nha mình sẽ kiếm được lợi nhuận đúng không? Còn nếu ngược lại nhập siêu, đây gọi là nhập siêu ha, tức là nhập khẩu nhiều hơn xuất khẩu nó sẽ tạo ra gì em sự thâm hụt. Ok. Deficit. Yes, thì nó make a loss đúng không? Okay. All right, thank you for the answers. Right, that's it. Just something I'd like to tell you about, what the balance of trade here. Okay, so you have you have found out the meanings of, these economic terms, right? Now I would like you to move on to the next exercise, right? Exercise B, and you use, what the given expressions, right? Exercise A to complete the following uh, text about, what the economic profile. Okay. Yes. It's very easy for you because you are given the first letters of each expressions here, right? So it's just a piece of cake, right? Okay. Now, number one has just been done for you an example. The economy is stable following the problems of the past 2 years by following a tight monetary policy. The government has reduced the inflation rate to 2%. Yes. So now you continue with number two to number 10. Very easy. So now I think you can do it within the blink of an eye, right? So now do it, please, and give me the answers.
Ê, cùng lại.
When you would you like to say something?
I want to answer.
Okay, so you can give me the answers right now. Okay. And for the
Okay.
others, where if you got the answer, just type the answer in the chat box, right? And there you go when you.
Number two is interest rate. Number three is exchange rate. And number four is GDP. Number five is balance of trade. Number six is unemployment rate. Number seven is foreign investment. Number eight is tax incentive. Number nine is government bureaucracy. Number 10, labor force.
All right, thank you. That's good, right? So all the answers correct, right? Thank you, right? Number one, inflation rate, right? So by following a tight monetary policy, right? So I would like you to note down this one, tight money policy. Yeah, tight. What is by tight? Very strict. Yeah. Một cái chính sách tiền tệ khá là gì em? Khá là nghiêm ngặt. Yeah, tight đây của mình là thắt chặt lại, rất là nghiêm ngặt. By following a tight monetary policy, the government has reduced the inflation rate to 2%. For borrowers, after going up dramatically, the inflation rate is now down to 8%, right? So the answer to number two is what? The interest rate. Sorry. For borrowers, after going up dramatically, the interest rate is now down to 8%. Right? The answer to number two is what? Interest rate. The last 6 months have seen a slight improvement in the what? In the E. So you say what? Exchange rate against the dollar. That's very good. Number four, for the country as a whole, the GDP has grown by 0.15%. Exports are increasing, and the balance of trade Yeah, so the answer to number five is the balance of trade is starting to look much healthier. Yes. So when you say the balance of trade is starting to look much healthier, it means that exports, why, are increasing, and exports, you know what are? Exports, you know, outweighs, or export, you know, are higher than imports. That's it. Number six, in terms of jobs, of course, you say what the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate continues to be a problem as it is still 16%. You know, to stimulate, what does it mean? To encourage, to boost, stimulate nghĩa là gì em? Để thúc đẩy, để kích thích, để khuyến khích. Yeah. Em có thể dùng nhiều từ để paraphrase cho nó ha. Boost nè, hoặc là encourage, okay, to enhance, for example. So we have stimulate here. You can paraphrase into like to boost, yeah, để thúc đẩy cái gì đó ha. To, you know what, to foster, yes, or you know what, to improve, for example. Yes. To encourage. Yes, to stimulate, or to encourage, to boost something. So in order to stimulate the economy and attract, was it foreign investment? Or the answer to number seven is what? Foreign investment from abroad, I mean from foreign countries. The government is offering new tax incentives. Yeah, that's right, tax incentives. As well as making a renewed effort, right? Renewed effort, like, you know what, you make some adjustment, right, to the current policy, to the current regulations, right, to reduce, was it? Government bureaucracy. Yes. So you need to pay attention to pronunciation of this word again. Bureaucracy. Yeah. Bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. Government bureaucracy. They reduce, right, to make an ease on government bureaucracy, to make it less severe. Yeah, government bureaucracy and red tape. Right. What's my red tape here? I would like you to underline this phrase, red tape. You have already, you know, understood where the expression government bureaucracy. What about red tape? Do you have any idea about, you know, red tape? Highlight this one.
Ơi, đi phòng đâu? Mẹ đây chứ đâu.
Okay. Where's the red tape? Of course, you cannot translate into, you know, Vietnamese, like you translate word by word. So red is the color. Okay, tape, you know, tape. Yes, tape, like, you know, it's the kind of what nowadays people are. I mean nowadays DVD and CD, right, are more popular. You know what, prevalent. But in the past, right, people just use, you know, tape. If you want to watch a videos, for example, you have to input the video tape, right? You have to input the machine, right, with the video tape. Yes, you know, tape. Thường cái tape đây của mình có nghĩa là gì em? Một cái cuộn băng, đúng không nào? Ví dụ em hồi xưa mà em muốn nghe cassette á, hoặc là em xem đầu máy, bây giờ thì thường con không biết là em 2K3 đúng không, thì em không biết, chắc là tụi em không có cái ký ức gì về cái đầu video cả. Cái kiểu mà hồi xưa có cái cuộn băng, em khi mình xem phim bộ đó, em mướn băng về xong rồi em quay, em có một cái tay cầm. Ok, thì em sẽ quay cái cuộn băng, em tua lại và em xem, cái đó gọi là tape. Yeah. Hoặc là em nghe cassette cũng vậy, cái băng tua gọi là cassette. Và tape đây còn có nghĩa là những cái băng dính, ví dụ như em thấy cảnh sát mà khi muốn, hoặc là em thấy dạo gần đây khi mà người ta phong tỏa một khu đó, người ta kéo tự nhiên cái đó cũng gọi là tape. Ok, thì nếu mà em dịch theo nghĩa đen là red tape là cuộn dây đỏ hay cuộn băng đỏ, thì nó sẽ hoàn toàn không có make sense, không có nghĩa trong tình huống này. Vậy bạn nào biết red tape nghĩa là gì không? In this context.
Em không biết thật. Em không biết.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Wang Hậu, yeah, and Tuấn Minh. That's right. Okay. Yeah, this is our red tape, right? Red tape, what does it mean? It's the problem, or you know what, the wrongdoings arising during, you know what, government bureaucracy. Yes. Như nãy cô giải thích chị em, nếu mà em tra với bureaucracy trong Google, nó sẽ đang nghĩ là quan liêu, nhưng thực chất không phải em, tại vì cái chữ quan liêu đây của mình là từ nghĩa Hán Việt mà ra, nó không phải từ thuần Việt, mà nó từ Hán Việt mà ra. Nhưng mà bản chất chữ quan liêu đây của mình nó không, cô nghĩ là người Việt mình đang hiểu sai. Quan liêu là cái gì đó xấu, nhưng thật ra quan liêu nó chỉ là cái cô nghĩ là chữ quan liêu mọi người đang dùng sai đó. Tại vì cái quan liêu này chỉ là thủ tục hành chính giấy tờ thôi, mà mình thêm cái chữ nạn cái thói này vào mới đúng là nghĩa tiêu cực được, em hiểu không? Thì cái chữ nạn quan liêu hay là thói quan liêu, cái sự trì trệ hành hạ người ta khi mà người ta làm những công việc hành chính, mình gọi chung đó là red tape. Còn cái chữ government bureaucracy nó chỉ là cái gì em? Cái thủ tục hành chính thôi nha. Nhớ nha, cái bureaucracy không có nghĩa là quan liêu, mà chữ quan liêu mà theo cái nghĩa mọi người hay nghĩ là xấu á, nó là red tape. Nhớ nha. Rồi thì em nói cho cô chữ này vào. So as well as making a renewed effort to reduce government bureaucracy and red tape. That's it. Like it can, sometimes you can see like corruption, for example, and bribe right during the when you fulfill or when you do something related to government bureaucracy. Like we have what corruption. Yes, okay. Nạn hối lộ và tham nhũng đúng không em? Thì có cụm từ là corruption and bribe. Đây cũng mình là một cái ví dụ cho cái red tape đó. Thì trong quá trình người ta làm thủ tục hành chính giấy tờ, người ta sẽ đút lót đúng không em? Okay, hoặc là người ta tham nhũng hay là quan liêu. Yeah, corruption and bribe, right? See, that's it. They used to know what the under table money. Chữ này thì em cũng không có dịch là nghĩa là tiền dưới bàn, mà cái gì mà em để em làm việc gì đó mà ở dưới bàn đúng không? Tức là nó có là kiểu không có được công khai, mờ ám đúng không? Thì cái tiền mà em dùng để đi đút lót người khác á, người ta gọi tiền đó là under table money. Ok, under table money là tiền đút lót. Ok, và nó sẽ dẫn tới vấn nạn đó là gì em? Corruption and bribe. Và đây là red tape đó. Ok, tình trạng quan liêu, sách nhiễu đó. Ok, và muốn ví dụ khi em tới một cơ quan hành chính ở đó em làm việc mà người ta gây phiền hà cho mình hay gì đó, thì sẽ có một số người kiểu như làm tiền á, thì mình sẽ đưa tiền cho họ, thì cái tiền đó mình đưa họ là under table money. Ok, và cái hành động đưa tiền và nhận tiền hối lộ mình sẽ gọi là corruption and bribe. That's it. So these are what some examples of red tape. Yeah, that's it. So I would like to note down the expression by red tape. Yes. Next one, number 10, finally a large scale labor force. Yeah, that's right. Labor force, right? Means there could be attractive investment opportunities over the next 5 years. That's it. Okay. So we finished the vocabulary section here, and I hope that you understand thoroughly, fully, right, on the expressions here. Yeah. Okay, so I think that as we discussed right earlier, we all agreed to take a break. So now it's 9, and I would like to take a break for 20 minutes, and then we come back at around 9:20. Okay, so now you can take a break to have breakfast or to drink water or do something, and then you get back at around 9:20, and we finish our classes around 10:45. Is it okay? Okay, yes. So now we take a short break, right? And you come back. Promise, okay? Make sure that you have to get back at around 9:20. All right. Don't turn off your computer, right? Don't turn off your computer, because if you turn off the computer and then you have to log in again and you have to send me a request, or it's quite annoying. So just leave your laptop there and then just take a break and then come back at around 9:20. Okay. All right. Goodbye, everyone, and see you then.
Bây giờ thì em làm listening luôn. Cái làm listening luôn thôi. có thể sẽ là một new way mới.